Salam, 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 ya Hussein. Salam, 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 ya Hussein. Salam, salam.
Assalamu alaikum and peace be upon you, dear viewers. We are live from the holy city of Karbala, here in the Arba'in period from SafeerTV. My name is Sarah Bukhari and I'm absolutely honoured to be your host today. As behind me on the left I have Bain al-Haramain. I have the Haram of Hazrat Abbas alayhi salam, and right behind me, as you can see on the screens, is the Haram of Aba Abdullah alayhi salam. On our show today we have Sister Ramana Kazmi, who's joined us for the Thirst for Change campaign and also for this show entitled Send My Salam. This is your opportunity to actually call in, send your salams to Aba Abdullah, send your dua requests, whatever it is that you have in your hearts and you wish to tell this Imam. Honestly, we can bear witness to the fact that this Imam does not turn anybody away, no matter what your distance is, no matter if you're home or if you're standing here at his doorstep. Just during the break I was just thinking, as I turned around and I saw the dome of Aba Abdullah alayhi salam behind me, and I was saying before how privileged we are to actually be sitting here right opposite the Imam when there's millions, literally millions of people on the ground just below, and I can see them like a crowd of a sea of lovers who are running through the streets just crying out the name of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. And as I turned around, you look at the dome and you forget the fact that those millions of people are there. You look at the dome standing there alone and you think, it reminds you of the call of Aba Abdullah alayhi salam when he says, Hal min nasrin yansurna, who is there to help me? And it reminds you because this dome is standing there, so lofty in its position. But if you really focus on it, you realize that this loneliness is the Imam and why they say, Assalamu alaikum ya Gharib al-Karbala, the one who is lonely in Karbala. This is our opportunity here. We're giving you an opportunity to keep this channel here with the Thirst for Change campaign on live TV. During the Arba'in period, we've been showing you a live broadcast from the Arba'in walk, where pilgrims have walked from all over Iraq and come from all over the world to come to the holy city of Karbala. As we mentioned before, one of the borders has been actually broken into, so millions of people actually flocked into the city. And as I mentioned before, that I've never actually in my life witnessed Karbala this busy. And I've literally seen it in times when it's just been peak times, you know, 15th Sha'ban, during Muharram time, every single season. But this particular season right now, this day today, there's more millions of pilgrims here than ever before. So this is your opportunity to actually call up, send your salams, but more importantly, we are in dire need right now for the channel to actually raise funds to keep on air. This program, as well as many others, and during the next few nights we will have live shows from our world-esteemed speakers. We have Sayyid Amar Naqshawani, who will be joining us in one of our live shows. We have Sheikh Ayub Rashid. We have Sheikh Noor from all the way from Africa who will be joining us. We have a number of reciters who will also be joining us, hopefully Mullah Ali Fadl and also Muhammad Abbas Kareem, inshallah, over the next few nights. We can hopefully get them to come here as well and join us for this Thirst for Change campaign. But this is your opportunity now to join the millions of pilgrims who have worked together in service for Aba Abdullah to ensure they are present here in the Holy City. We are trying our best to bring the Holy City and everything that's happening around the Shia world to the comfort of your home, so you are well aware of the events that are happening. And without channels such as this, we are unable to do such a noble cause and unable to work together. As the motto of SafeerTV is, together we serve. So if you do want to donate and you want to contribute to keeping this channel on air and keeping us going, then please do go onto the website SafeerTV.com/donate, or alternatively you can call up the donation line, which is 0203 515 1110. Now, a lot of people, as I mentioned before, are saying, you know, what's the need for you to raise funds? Why is it that everyone needs to contribute? Why is it a channel for everybody? And what do you think in terms of the service and the means that we have in the West, in contrast to the people here? Like you mentioned, they have very little, but they give everything of the little that they have. So our responsibility as people who have very luxurious lifestyles, I mean, you walk through the streets of Najaf sometimes and you think we literally are the world's richest population who are walking here right now. You know, you have such privileges back home. So how does this relate to keeping a channel like this and keeping the message of Ahlul Bayt globalized? What's the need for it?
When we look at the message of Karbala, the message of Imam Hussein on the day of Ashura is that they suffered every single thing. The reason was what? To give us. Today, whatever is our identity is because of that giving, in which they went through pain and suffering, you know. And then again, even though when one of the opposition, he comes and he struck Imam Hussein alayhi salam, and Imam Hussein, while during the fight, this enemy, his sword drops down. Imam picks it up and he says, I give it to you. And then he hits Imam Hussein again. And Imam says, you know, again when they're fighting and he's dropped on the floor. And Imam says, you know, I feel you look hurt. Shall I call somebody from your side to come and pick you up? And he had tears and he says, what else I can expect from somebody who's so generous? So the whole message of Imam Hussein to the global world is give to humanity. And when you say what is the reason and how are we living in the West can contribute, Quran says in very clear words, the more you show gratitude to your blessings, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has a promise. He promises that your blessings will be increased. Your gratitude will increase everything. If we cannot, all of us cannot physically come and do the service these people are doing here on this land to relive the message of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, because we all have seen Iraq going on through different political situations, and today alhamdulillah we are blessed to see the lovers can express themselves. I wish somebody could just throw the camera down and show you exactly all these millions of people are just saying one word, that Imam is alive in their hearts and minds. You know, when we say that the zikr of Ali is ibadah, the zikr of Ahlul Bayt is ibadah, zikr means reminder also. And reminder of Hussein is that we can live in our daily action the message of Hussein. And message of Hussein is what? You give to serve humanity. You give to serve the creation of Allah. This is a service. And through this channel today, we might be sitting in London or anywhere in the world. From your door, we all know that every single Shia heart is bleeding to be here. But if we did not have this resource, we would not be able to see this. We would not be able to relate to what's happening in here. And if we are not at least little, you know, there is a hadith which says, where 6th Imam says, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala desires something good for someone, He drops the love of Hussein in their heart. And drop might be very slow, but when it enters, it can bring the rip of the ocean inside. And we all have that drop of Hussein. The love of Hussein is in our hearts. But we physically cannot come here. But at least we can share that. We can, even to, you know, all the media, all the channels. And if we are well equipped in it, you know, we can relate that today when we see in the Western world, every single person says the image of Islam is destroyed through media.
Yes.
However, if we don't have resources to portray that today, what a beautiful ceremonies going down here. You can see millions of people, and today the world thinks that there are crises in Iraq, whatever is the situation. But see what a peaceful procession is this. Is this not the sign of compassion, mercy and love? We need to bring this image of Islam, and for that we need this tool. So we need all of us, you know, every single drop. Every single drop. Remember the story when that water, every single creature of Allah is trying to do their little effort to put that fire off for Ibrahim.
Yes.
That's what we need to do.
Yeah.
And today Hal Min Nasr Yansurna is that. Propagate these resources. And if we are not going to build this channel or any channel or any resources, we can bring this message of Imam Hussein to the world. Bibi Zainab did her bit, but we need to again support that. We need to relive that. We need to relive Karbala every day.
Definitely. And the thing is that if your media resources are in the hands of people who are not supporting the message or even understanding the message that you live and breathe and die for, then a message that is very misinterpreted and it's an illusion that they portray of the message of Imam Hussein, which is so sad, because sometimes, just recently after Ashura Day, I saw an article and it showed people just, doing certain acts that can completely be misinterpreted.
Or maybe a 5-second or 10-second clip.
Right, and taking it completely out of proportion as to the rituals of Ashura and making it out as if we're very cultural people who have no knowledge in regards to our religion and no reasoning for doing such cultural acts. Now, when this is portrayed on a world media platform, there's not people like us who can stand here and say, in fact, these people who are standing here beneath us right now, millions of pilgrims have come here for just one reason, and that reason is love. That reason is love for humanity, as you mentioned. That reason is love for purity. The love for an imam who stood for everything that is justice and truth. And yet this message, this philosophical, this interpretation of the religion is not being propagated as much as that we Muslims need it to be. And like you're saying, I've met people even on this trip that I've been on. The first sister that I sat next to, and I keep telling everyone this story, she's so amazing, mashallah, but she's from the Ahl Sunnah background, and we sat next to each other by chance on the plane. And she told me that I'm here, and I said, why are you here? I've never met somebody in the years I've come to Iraq, never met somebody who's in your situation, completely left your family in a time where Iraq is probably most volatile in recent years with the whole ISIS threats, etc. And she says, I've just come here because I want to know my imams. I love my imams. I want to know them. And I said, does your family not mind the fact that you are going through such, it's a very volatile place, the security threats, etc. And she said, my family are very supportive. My family have come to Karbala for generations. We're Sunni Muslims, and we actually want to appreciate. And I told her, I said, will you film with us? Will you document your experience? And she said, what channel are you from? I said, we're from SafeerTV. And she said, oh my God, I love SafeerTV. I watch it all the time. And I thought, subhanAllah, the way that Allah brings people together, and especially for the service of Imam Hussein. Now this young lady, she's actually with us today. She joined us to the studios. But as well as her, many of my friends as well back home who aren't from the Shia background are watching this channel and saying, for the first time I've seen this contemporary message being portrayed to the world in a way that can be humanitarian, in a way that's humanitarian and understood by any member of humanity. And in the end of the day, Imam Hussein alayhi salam, he's not an imam just for us to keep to ourselves. He's an imam that these people who are standing here, in this crowd there's Christians, there's Sikhs, there's people who come from all over the world just to pay their respects to Imam Hussein. Therefore, to keep this message to ourselves, and for me to sit here and say that I had the honour of being here on this cold night, the night before Arba'in, and speaking to you about this opposite the Dome of Abdullah, I don't want to keep these blessings to myself. It's something that has to be shared. It's something that we have to unite in the cause for. So as I mentioned before, the funds are needed for SafeerTV in order to air. For a monthly cost, it's costing £40,000 just to keep the channel on Sky. And prior to this, we've actually had the blessing of having private donors who actually kept the channel on air. But it's getting to the point now where we need to unite as a community to ensure that this channel stays on air. And it actually is very humbling to be saying this while I'm sat opposite of Abdullah, because this is a direct service to him. I never ever dreamt in my life that I'd be sitting here saying this to millions of people around the world, but if you're listening to this and you have the opportunity, you're sat back home, don't waste the opportunity to serve this imam, because anything you give, like the Ahl Bayt say, we take no favours, we don't keep any debts. Anything you give, they repay you in a million times more reward in a way that you can't even imagine. And sometimes you sit there and you think, I can't believe this blessing. Right now, I can't believe this blessing has come to me, where I can sit opposite this dome and speak to millions of people around the world. I can't believe it. But for you to share this blessing, it truly is an honour for all of us to work together on this channel. So if you want to donate and help contribute to the cause, then you can go on SafeerTV.com/donate, or alternatively call the hotline, which is 0203 515 1110.
So I just met somebody on the walk, a revert, I would say, or a person from America.
Yes.
And while talking to him, and he said that he was just watching TV, and one of the channels which was talking about the love of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, and about Ashura and about his charity and giving and the message of Karbala. And he said that when I heard, he was not a Muslim at that time, and he said, I heard the story of Hur, that Imam Hussein has been stranded by Hur is in the opposition, and he's the one who has blocked his way, and a time comes, he's blocked every single thing. But before that, there was a time where Imam Hussain has got water, and Imam gives him the water.
Yeah.
And he said that I could not comprehend that how could you treat a person who's going to bring you to this position. And he says that one point that a human being can give at that stage in life, because every single person will try to be a bit selfish to save. And you know, he says, well, I think to save your life is important.
Yes.
And we said, yes, of course, you know, even the teachings of the religion says you should. But then he says, but that how selfless he was in giving.
Yeah.
So what is the essence of this whole message of Hussain? And he says, I knew that his message is that the power of giving is important.
Yes.
And that made me Shia. And if I had not had the resource of watching a channel where he says, I had no interest in it, but that one point drew me to do the research. And the lady you're talking about is her research which has brought her here.
Yes.
And it's an unbelievable experience. We talk about bring unity among the different sects, and it's a living experience. We have this young girl with us. She has left her family. She doesn't know anything about this, but she is here to do the research. Who is Hussain? She has seen channels, but she said, I want to see. That's why she has made this journey.
Yes.
Which really amazes us.
It's a sacrifice. It's a huge sacrifice.
She has a little child. She has left her child behind. She has joined us. She is so eager to learn.
Yes.
You know, and it's a privilege for us that who says there is no unity? Imam Hussein's message is universal.
It really is, and it just shows you. And more than ever, I think it's proven the fact that yesterday we were sat in Bain al-Haramain, and I was sat next to this girl, and we went in actually. Initially, it was so busy. This procession was coming in, and I believe they're from Bahrain. And they were doing this beautiful latam. They're so organized in the way they do it, and they're taking up the whole of Bain al-Haramain. The center part of Bain al-Haramain is completely cordoned off for them. And so we enter, and we're trying to look for a place, and everywhere we sit, they move us. They're like, you know, you can't sit here, you're going to get in the way of people. So then suddenly we turn around, and there's this spot which is literally for 3 of us, and it just opens up there. So alhamdulillah, if you've here and you've seen these crowds, you realize what a miracle that is. So we go into the seat, and we get this front row seat of this procession that's going past. And as I turn around, I'm looking, and they're doing the chains, and they're doing, you know, certain acts that a lot of people would question when they're outside of Karbala. When you come here, you see what's happening. You think it reminds you of the chains that were on the house of the Prophet. They're very lightly hitting themselves. And obviously, she's from a Sunni background. It's not like she's from the Ahlul Bayt school of thought. But she's watching this, and she's so moved, and she says, I wish I could show, and she says, I can't wait to go home and tell my mum all about this experience that I've had. Her mum is also obviously from a Sunni background, and she says, you don't understand, when I'm here, and every moment she's filming on her camera, she's taking little videos, and she's saying, I want to capture this, I want to capture this, I want to show my family back home, I want to share this experience. But this is exactly why we're here, and we're actually present in Karbala. When I told her that, you know, we're here, we're doing documentaries, inshallah, we'll have a lot of filming going on in the next couple of days and weeks, inshallah. She was like amazed, and she said, I can't wait to see these productions, because truly, when you are here witnessing the acts that are going on and the amazing culture that is behind commemorating Imam Hussain, it shows you how orchestrated it is. It shows you how the Ahlul Bayt are behind everything, you know? Every little maneuver that's going on, it's not by chance that happens. And you think, the way that everything happens so smoothly, and you ask the people who actually run this holy city, and you say, you know, how is it that this many people are fitting into the city? And they say every year, it's a miracle, it's a miracle. This city can't house that many people. So when you look at this and you think, alhamdulillah, we have the opportunity to take this back to you in your homes, please do then therefore donate and help us to keep this resource alive and able for us to actually join our hands together and actually put our money where our words are, really, our actions where our words are. If you do want to donate, you can go onto the website, which is SafeerTV.com/donate. Alternatively, you can call the hotline, which is 0203 515 1110. This show is also entitled Send My Salam, so if you do want to call in, you have the Haram of Abu Abdullah right behind us. I can't explain how close it is. I'm not sure if the camera can show you how close it is. all the millions of pilgrims who are beneath us, but I wish we could show you the atmosphere here right now in the Holy City. But while we have this opportunity, please do take the chance to send your salam, send your du'as, send your requests to Abba Abdullah. There are people who are literally piling on top of each other to send their salams to this Imam right now, and we want you to have the opportunity to also join us on this show. As I mentioned before, in the next few live shows we'll have esteemed speakers joining us. We'll have Sayyid Ammar Naqshwani joining us for a live show. We will have some renowned reciters also joining us. Also Sheikh Ayub Rashid, who's very close to us here at SafeerTV, and also Sheikh Noor, who's come all the way from Africa. Recently I've been getting messages from all over the world telling me that we're glued to SafeerTV, we're so happy that this channel has come, and a lot of the messages are actually from Africa. Even when you're here and you're going through the crowd, you see so many different faces. How does this it really epitomizes the fact that Imam Hussein's message is so universal? You know, how do you feel as a pilgrim who is here witnessing this?
You know, Sarah, the most beautiful thing is, and I would say not only me and her, even you, through the resource of this channel, when we enter the holy lands of Najaf and Karbala, our names, we all are given a title. Either they call you Azair and Azaira, so Ya Zair and Ya Zaira, and that just gives you that status. It just makes you so important. And you think, oh Allah, what have I done good to be deserved to get this title of Ya Zair and Ya Zaira? That you are just the Zawar, the visitor of Abba Abdullah. And that's what I tell you, all the audience today, through the resource of SafeerTV, you all have that same title because you are right in the front of shrine of Abba Abdullah al-Hussein. And as you said that, you know, how it is the diversity that you will not believe that we could not, we were in a mosque where we were around 200 people sleeping.
Yes, yeah.
And there were like around 20 different people who spoke different languages, who came from different countries. We could not understand each other.
Yeah.
But all we said was, you know, Zaira Hussein, Zaira Hussein. What? And we understood through each other's actions. Yeah. Because, you know, they just want to say, what can I do for you? What can I do for you? Anything you ask. I mean, I don't know how to explain that. That's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, that I have made you into different tribes, you know, with different languages. Why? Because you can appreciate each other's diversity.
So true.
You know? And this is a living experience, what Imam Hussein alayhi salam has shown to the world, that when I left Medina, I am not here for anything except to save the religion, which is a universal religion for mankind.
Yes.
You know, it's not for only Muslims. It's not, because religion is something which progresses the morality of humanity. And Hussein, the name of Hussein, you know, you don't need, you just say Ya Hussein and people start crying. Yeah, they're just crying, they're just shedding their tears. You know, you can hear in the background the voice Hussein, 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 Hussein. Whole day, 24
This city
hours.
does not sleep. Without exaggeration, it does not sleep.
It does not sleep.
It does not.
In front of our hotel, there are tents. Just people are saying Hussein, 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 Hussein.
Every morning, actually, I've woken up in the morning, and today I actually wrote something on my Twitter account, and I said that there's no city in the world where you wake up, or no place in the world where you wake up and you hear the lover's wail or cry to its beloved, other than the city of Karbala. Because literally every morning it's a different language that I'm hearing. The other day it was in Urdu, today it was in Farsi, the other day it was in Arabic. You just hear people, and amidst all those
In
cries,
Swahili, in Persian,
all these languages from all over the world, and all you hear is Hussein. You know?
and they join.
Yes.
They don't know the language, but everybody's joining each other.
Yeah. And a friend of mine was saying to me today, actually, she said, you know, I'm in the holy city. She said, I randomly walked out. I went to an Iranian mokib, and she's of a Khoja background, an African Indian background. And she says, I go to this Iranian majalis, and I don't understand why. She said, I just started weeping. And I said to her, it's because of this love that you feel. You know, you don't even have to understand the words that are being spoken. When it speaks to your heart, and the name of Hussein speaks to your heart, and it lives in your heart, then truly you understand what it means to be here, right now, and have the opportunity to actually even send your salams to this. Sometimes I think when we sit in our homes, and the first thing I thought when I've entered any holy city this time on my trip to Iraq, I thought for about 3 weeks before I came, I had sleepless nights. I couldn't sleep. I was thinking, right now, I'm closing my eyes, I wake up, and it's so frustrating. All I can see is the corners of my bedroom. I can't see anything other than, you know, my work, my studies, my life, my routine, but I'm yearning to see my imam. And I thought, how is it possible? And then as soon as we got here and I opened my eyes in Najaf, I thought, how is it possible that I was yearning to see my eyes to see you? And it's like the coolness of your eyes is in their shrines. And you think I was yearning for how many weeks I couldn't sleep, and yet here I am stood in front of you, sending my salam to you. And I think likewise there's opportunities where there's so many times where you don't have the opportunity to go. Like even this Arba'een, for me personally, it was about 2 weeks before we were leaving, or even a week or so, it wasn't working out. It was impossible for me to go, and I was thinking, is my invite not there? Is it not time for me to go? But for those people who've gone through that yearning and are going through that yearning right now, you know, you're at home, you're commemorating Abu Abdullah in your majalis, you're going to London, wherever it is, Toronto, Africa, but you're sending your love to Abu Abdullah, and this is your opportunity now to actually join and put your love into action. If you do want to donate, this is a fundraising show for the Thirst for Change campaign. Do go onto the website, which is SafeerTV.com/donate. Or alternatively, you can call the hotline, which is 0203 515 1110. Inshallah, join us after the break. We will continue this show. Wa alaikum salam.
Salam, 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 ya Hussein. Salam, salam, salam.